Greetings to all of you and welcome to our next session. As I said, we'll be talking again about the image and likeness of God as the full capacity of our faith, the fullness of God, which is right in every person, in each of us, the fullness of life, love, truth, and salvation. St. Paul, in his letter to Romans, chapter 8, verse 31, says, "If God is with us, who can be against us? Who can be against the fullness of truth, life, love, and salvation in us, in you, and in me?" That limitless perspective of life and for life. The limitless desire, longings for life. We have that longings. The longing is about the fullness. As a matter of fact, we do not entertain, we do not wish to have something what is partial or halfway. We don't want to love and to be loved halfway or partially. We don't want to be happy or know the truth or have peace in heart and mind, just halfway or partially. That limitless longings for life, limitless perspectives of knowing the truth and obtaining salvation. This is that fullness of God's presence in every human person. If God is with us, who can be against us? We ask ourselves a question in such a way: who wants to restrain, to hamper, or even to destroy that fullness of life, love, and truth of God's presence in us? Who wants to do that? God? Surely not Him. He has created us in His own image and likeness, as we read in the book of Genesis 1:27, out of love. Love which is manifested, experienced, we grow and reach the fullness in the intimacy. That is love. So surely God cannot be against Himself in us. Or maybe a human person. Maybe you or me against myself. As a matter of fact, we don't have those tools and that power to hamper, to restrain, or to destroy the fullness of God's presence in us, His image and likeness. But through certain decisions, if we decide, for example, to listen to this word, only to this word, and we do not listen at all to God's words through Jesus Christ, we put ourselves in danger that one day we choose indirectly to reject God. We choose the existence, meaning life which is about me, for me, and with me. And that has nothing to do with the fullness of love, with the fullness of truth, with the fullness of life, with salvation. Not at all. There is one person who is against God, who fights with God, who does not love God, is Satan. As a matter of fact, in Satan's nature there is no love. There's only hatred, lies. That's his nature. He knows God. That's what we read in the Gospels. The evil spirit says to Jesus, "We know who you are, the Son of God." But he never, ever worships God. He never, ever, Satan, kneels down or prostrate himself in front of God in order to give the worship and honor to God. But he wants us to draw far from the fullness of God within us, to reject Him. Of course, he cannot touch the image and the likeness of God in us. He has no power. He was conquered by the cross and resurrection. He has no power. But he has a power to manipulate our logic and our emotions. And if we do not listen to God, but listen only to the world around us, people of the crowd, we put ourselves in danger that one day we reject his presence and we reject the fullness of God in us, the full potential of faith, his image and likeness. If God is with us, who can be against us? We ask ourselves, who can waken up the potential, the full potential of faith in us, meaning the image and likeness of God? Who can inspire, keep on inspiring the growth of that full potential, full presence of God in us? The world? No, surely not. Not the world. In the Gospel of John, chapter 17, verse 25, in Jesus' prayer, Jesus talked to the Father. He says, Father, the world does not know. If the world does not know God, surely the world does not know the true dignity of a human person, which is the image and likeness of God, which is the fullness of life, love, truth, and salvation, just right in a human person, in you. The world is not interesting. It's not interesting at all in the image and likeness of God in you. It's not interesting in the truth and in salvation. So do not expect that the word can inspire you, can waken up within you that full potential of faith. Or maybe the people of the crowd of this world, maybe they have the power to inspire us. When we read the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 11, the Word came to his own. The Word, Jesus Christ, his own. We know that through the Word, everything came to be. And there is nothing what came to be without the Word. So he came to his own people. And his own people, they did not accept him. They rejected him. And in the same Gospel, chapter 3, verse 19, John explains, there are many people in the crowd of this world who love more the darkness than the light. In other words, they love more the Satan because he is the darkness than the light, Jesus Christ. Why they do that? Many people ask and say, why do they do that? And St. John explains, because of their evil deeds. Because of the evil deeds, out of fear, they do not want the light. Because once they go into the light, the presence of God, they will see the true picture of selves. So that's out of fear, they choose and prefer the darkness. Look, for example, you go to the streets, talk to the people, talk to your neighbors, your friends, people at your home, maybe talk to yourself, and ask the question, who is the image and likeness of God? And you'll be surprised. You will be surprised how little we know, they know, the image and likeness of God. And truly, how little they practice. Ask another question. Do you believe, do you know that this image and likeness, the fullness of God, is right present in you? Again, they don't know. They don't believe. And they don't practice. They don't practice. But there are people who have accepted the word, that word who came to his own. John chapter 1, verse 12. They accepted. And the beautiful thing is, they received the power of becoming the children of God. And St. Paul, in his letter to Romans chapter 8, verse 15, says, we have not received the spirit of timidity, of slavery. We received the spirit of adoption, of becoming the children of God. And in that spirit, in that power, we cry out to God, Abba, Father. That is the true potential image and likeness of God, the true presence of God in you, in me, in us. So if God is with us, who is against us? I would like to welcome you for our next session. Next session, I will share with you one of my experience of faith. It's the matter of enduring to the very end. I didn't understand in that experience. I didn't understand quite a lot about God's love, but I remained with His love because of what He says. And that's how is the way we come to know the truth and reach salvation. Thank you, and greetings to all of you.